That's right. Hey, everybody.
Ooh, live.
It is. It's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It's a thirsty Tuesday here on Bourbon Blog Live. It's James Hills and myself, James there of Man Tripping and MenWhoBlog. You're watching Bourbon Blog. How's everything going, James?
Things are going well. We're just here in hot. Actually, it's not that hot for the rest of the country. Yes, San Diego, it's hot for us. So
we're in Texas. You can't talk to us about hot.
Well, when you live in a place where you're a bunch of pansies, where 75 degrees is considered hot, when it hits 80, then that's real hot.
Oh my!
We got 100, so no sympathy.
Well,
yeah. But
we're actually amazing here, border of Indiana and Kentucky. We're in the 70s, 80s today. About a year ago, James and I and we still do a bunch of these lives. We had so much fun with Dayn and Ed talking about the Belfour spirits, the bourbon, the rye last year. We just decided this time invite the whole family. So we have Hockey Hall of Famer Ed Belfour, along with his great kids there, Dayn and Reaghan Belfour, who are also part of the company. They're going to talk to us about their spirits, their whiskey, this new special small batch bourbon. How's everything going for you all at Belfour?
Ed?
Yeah, it's Reaghan.
I'm sorry, I'm taking control.
Yeah, no, it's going great. We've been at this for the better part of 8 years, and we just launched our small batch straight bourbon whiskey. It's turned out just better than what we thought it was going to be. Unique proof point at 100.5. Again, we wanted to make sure it was perfect as can be, and we're happy that it turned out at that 100.5 proof point range. And I'll turn it over to Dayn to talk about the flavor profile. That's his area, and he does a great job with that. But very happy about that product. It's on the shelves now, and please try to find it wherever you guys are at.
Yeah,
absolutely, guys.
It's delicious. I love the bottle too. The bottle is, this is like an old school decanter. It is like, I feel like we've gone back in time a little bit. Was that part of the goal?
Yeah, it definitely was. We wanted to model after the Gatsby era, very Art Deco-like. We're all about having fun, and that era was definitely a fun era to go back and learn about.
We have a little history with that era.
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa Belfour.
So not our great grandparents, so Dad's grandparents. We found out that they were actually moonshiners. And they were making some type of booze in a bathtub back in the 20s. So
Saskatoon berries.
Yeah. Yeah, Saskatoon berry gin.
Who knows what it was?
Yeah, it was something. So we found out that that's a part of our history.
It was called what again? It was a berry gin?
We're not sure what it was.
I'm just speculating. But so in Canada, they have a berry that's called a Saskatoon berry, and it's very similar to a blueberry. So we're just making jokes that they might have used.
Uh-oh.
I was thinking, and I hope they can still hear us. Okay, there we are. Are you guys there? Okay, they're frozen. I was thinking they were gonna say they were making bathtub gin, James, and I was gonna lead in.
It very well may have been. I think to an extent, I'm not sure how you make bathtub gin. That's probably a different story. But since you laid the opening right there, I figured that I would just explain why I'm in my bathroom. So before the show, Tom and I have been drinking a little bit, as happens, and he goes, "Wouldn't it be funny if we did the show from our bathtub?" And we're like, "Oh no, that's a stupid idea. That's a bad idea. Nobody would ever do that." Well, here we are, and there they go.
They'll be back here in a moment. But yeah, we were joking about we might just actually jump online and both be in our bathtubs or showers, just from chest up with a bottle of Belfour, and they would be wondering why. And then to my surprise, of course, James has a bathtub behind him. It's like, come on camera. I really think on some interview one of these days, I'm going to jump on. I don't know if I'll have my bow tie and jacket on, or just at least have nothing on from here up and be in a bathtub with a whiskey interviewing somebody.
Well, even if you don't have a shirt or the jacket, you got to have the bow tie. Or maybe your Somme medal.
Could happen. Okay, I think they're back. Let's make sure and these things happen. If you all are watching, just keep sharing and liking this. Ask any questions to them about whiskey, hockey, anything. There they are. Somehow you froze. Sorry about that.
All right, guys. I spilled the bottle of bourbon across the computer. We got to sort it out now.
It just.
I think we got censored talking about the bathtub gin.
But I don't know if you heard James's story. He has a bathtub behind him. There's a whole story behind it.
Yeah, is there any gin back there?
That is a bathtub.
There is a bathtub. Yes. It all came to a joke we were making that we were, thinking about someday, maybe not with you all, but with somebody, as the guests come on camera, surprising them and actually doing an episode live from a bubble bath or in two separate places, of course, or a shower, just to surprise the guests. So,
well, you've heard of a shower beer, so you got a bathtub bourbon.
Yeah, that's
like
perfect.
That's on point, James. I like that, man.
Some bubbles going.
And, I think baths are more associated with women, I think, but at the same time, a bath can be pretty relaxing and enjoyable if you sit in the back there with some nice smelly candles and some Belfour bourbon to
I
sip
think
on.
you'd be surprised to find out how many men enjoy bubble baths. So.
Oh yeah, I'll take one.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be surprised if they admitted it.
Well,
just because that's the way guys are.
Ones, I guess.
But but the better part of the joke was if we threatened to go on camera live from our tub or shower, that we would actually ask people to pay us not to on is it the app called Patreon, and maybe we would have enough people that donated we wouldn't have to. So
perfect.
Yeah. No.
Well, anyway,
we have some real fun. So tell us more about the gin that you're.
We're not the gin, but
well, the small batch.
get back to whiskey.
Where we left off. Yeah, I can't wait to get the gin one day. But the small batch that we developed was a collection of 95 barrels. Proof point, that's 50.25% alcohol.
Yep.
Mash bill 60-30-10, so 60 corn, 30 wheat. Gotta love that wheated bourbon, and 10 malted barley. On the nose, which I'm actually really proud of, my sister. She picked out Wildflower and Gardenia, and it's definitely present there on the nose. It has a mid palatability of a lovely vanilla root beer, honeysuckle. Almost a nice smoky graham cracker, hazelnutty finish. Real creamy, coats the palate, super easy to drink, very dessert-like. And this is what I've been drinking a little bit on lately. I'm pretty excited. I love just about everything right around 100 proof, and the fact that this is within 0.5 proof points. I mean, we're right on the money there, and real rich flavor. And you still don't get too stung by any high alcohol note or anything. So extremely drinkable. Really proud of this one.
Yes, Dayn. It drinks a little bit lower, I think, than the. It's warm, but it drinks a little lower than that 100.5 proof mark. It's easy. It has that nice warmth, but the creme brulee, the creaminess. It has that great complexity of a true, just solid good bourbon, but it has some other nice spice, and this is extremely well done. Do you share the mash bill? Is that something that, again, the mash bill on this approximately?
Yeah, 60-30-10. 60 corn, 30 wheat, 10 malted barley. We don't have any secrets. We love sharing our mash bill. It's one of the great reasons why we have these delicious flavors in tandem with the yeast strain and the way that the barrel's resting throughout time. So Dad works really hard at making sure the barrel profile is right where it needs to be, and that helps these babies sleep longer and get better over time.
Yeah, no, it really does. And again, ask any questions to the Belfour family here. How many states are you all in? Whereabouts are you? How do we find you?
And
Right, thank you.
About 14 states. And actually, as we speak, we're right around the corner from launch in Florida and California. Really proud to bring those two.
So they'll be coming to you in San Diego, Dave.
Exactly.
It's actually already available on Drizzly here in San Diego.
Ooh.
So someone's bootlegging it.
I called Kanye. He said he was going to slide me in over there.
Between a bathtub gin and bootlegging, you're going to have some Belfour.
Yeah.
I like it. So now you can get it in California. That's what, and so Florida's coming on the map soon as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're here. Obviously, we're here in Texas. We're in Illinois, Louisiana, Oklahoma, South Dakota, North Dakota,
South Carolina,
Tennessee.
Georgia,
Georgia.
New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just recently, right?
Yeah. They've got a few purchase orders, not just recently.
Yeah. But we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we haven't gone there, but they have us.
Right.
So yeah, no, we're definitely moving and grooving into as many states
We're
as we can get
excited.
to.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
been-
Michigan.
Yeah.
How can we forget Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan.
That's right.
Wow.
Born there.
Yeah.
Of course, we got moved in Michigan.
Michigan's been,
Yeah.
despite them being, Detroit Red Wings, they've shown us a lot of love. So
Yeah, I was very surprised. When I first went there, we launched the product. Being a Chicago Blackhawk originally, the Red Wing fans didn't treat me so well. I remember one game, they like to throw the octopus there, and one of the octopuses just went flying right by my head. You could smell it as it went
Oh.
by.
They throw octopuses there. That's
Yeah, it's a tradition
I don't
during
know
the
if they-
playoffs.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
God, I hope they're still doing
Yeah.
that.
And so we went there and launched the Belfour Spirits, and it was amazing how many, hockey fans were out to try the whiskey and meet and greet, and it was just awesome to see. We had a great weekend there, and it was a lot of fun. We look forward to coming back to Michigan. And like Dayn said, Dayn was born there, and I started my career there in Michigan. Won the NCAA at the Joe Louis with Fighting Sioux, and played my first NHL game at the Joe Louis. So great memories in Michigan.
That is awesome. So obviously a lot of your fans from always enjoying your bourbon, seeing you do something new. Have you all always been a family that's enjoyed a bourbon? I mean, how did the whole idea to come about for you all to start exploring a bourbon?
Dad, you wanna?
Well, like I said, we've been at this for about 8 years, and at the end of my career, I was trying to find something that could fill the void of not going to the arena anymore, and the routine that I'd been in for the last 20 years or so of being a professional hockey player. Dayn was getting close to the end of his career. Unfortunately, he had an injury that cut his career short, and he just happened to do a really nice article on the spirits industry at his college, and he brought it home, and I read it, and I said, wow, you did a great job. And it just kind of sparked the interest of possibly getting involved in the spirits industry. And we just happened to be watching a episode of Moonshiners one evening. We were like, hey, you know what? Maybe we should look into this a bit more. And we ended up buying a still and ordered a still, a little tiny one. And
thought they were going to make it in the garage.
Yeah.
one thing led to another.
Again, back to moonshine. Highly illegal.
We didn't know we were doing anything wrong. That's
So dad's a Canadian citizen, so we were worried he was going to get deported.
Yeah, so one thing led to another. We decided not to make any whiskey at that point, and started looking into getting our license and doing everything legal by the book. And here we are, 8 years later, and we have, somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,700 barrels of whiskey aging.
Wow, that's amazing. That is so cool. And what a cool thing. I mean, I remember when Moonshiners came out, I actually met Tim Smith really early on and interviewed him, and always enjoyed what those guys were doing on Moonshiners. But to think all these elements inspired you all. Now you have this delicious bourbon. And again, James, you're sipping. Which one are you sipping? Because we can all try all these together. We're trying the small batch. You're sipping which one?
So currently I am doing the rye.
You got the regular rye. Nice.
Rye,
Nice.
yep.
A very nice rye.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to go for the pecan bourbon, or the pecan aged bourbon. Other than that, I can't even talk right now.
Bourbon finish.
The sad part is, or the good part is, depending on your perspective, good for you guys, because I'm going to have to go buy another bottle. I have very little of this left.
Well,
And you guys were generous enough to send me a bigger bottle of this before.
Ooh,
So I
yeah.
have plenty of this left. So I'm savoring the pecan one. But honestly, both of them are exceptional and
poured a little
very
bit of
delicious.
pecan.
Thank
I
you.
poured a little pecan. Now the pecan and the rye are both out as well right now as well?
Yeah, that's what we started on the market about 2 years ago, was with our bourbon finished with Texas pecan wood and our regular rye. They were both right around 18 months aged. And we were very happy with those products because they tasted good at a year, and that's kind of hard to do. So we're really proud of those products. They've done really well on the market, and people really enjoy them. And it gives us that Texas connection that we were looking for. The pecan just finishes it nicely. I think it speeds up the process. You know, we get a lot of people asking us when they don't know the age of the product. They ask us, "Is that 4, 5, 6 years old?" You know, they guess somewhere in that range, and we're like, when we tell them it's 18 months, they're pretty surprised.
And I should clarify a little bit too, guys. The youngest barrel in that batch was 18 months. So we did have a couple that were just shy of 2. But at that time when we were getting launched, that was after we had done 6 years of research and development, creating our own inventory of 1,700 barrels at the time before we even put juice and glass on shelves. So that's how committed, you know, the whole crew was to actually making bourbon and rye whiskey before, again, like I said, before we even had juice and glass on shelves.
Amazing. And again, the youngest in that the Texas pecan is 18 months. It is amazing. The Texas pecan wood is what it's aged in. Describe that a little bit.
No, it's just. Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's aged in normal, American white oak barrels, but the last 6 to 8 weeks of the aging process, we actually put about, like
159 inches.
staves of Texas pecan wood. So we actually have Texas pecan trees harvested, and then we have a whole process of toasting and punching a certain shape of holes in them. I don't want to share all
honeycomb.
Okay, you're gonna tell the secret. So but it looks like a honeycomb hive. So we drill honeycombs through the staves of wood, and then you put those pieces of wood in the barrel through the bunghole at the end of 8 weeks of aging at the end. And it's kind of like steeping tea. Yeah. So you put the wood in, it goes for another 8 weeks in there, and then when you dump it out, you get a lot. Very amazing flavors just from that extra 8 weeks.
The magic,
of aging.
magic happens.
It's really quite a reflection when you acknowledge what the bourbon was before the pecan was introduced to it, and then just 2 months of interaction. It's a game changer, and we really believe that it helps bridge the gap for those clear spirit drinkers who are just hung up on vodka, white rum, or añejo.
Before we started this, I drank vodka soda, and that was it. I was like, I'll have a vodka soda and 17 limes, please.
we really straightened Reagan's priorities out. So now she's a proud whiskey gal, and I definitely can say that the pecan bourbon, helped. I would say, without a doubt. I mean, now you're drinking rye.
It's funny. We always ask people, what's your favorite, the bourbon versus the rye. It's interesting how many Southerners we get loving the bourbon and then Northerners loving the rye. So it kind of goes back to your roots and where you were raised.
Yeah.
Well, the Californian loves both.
Oh, perfect.
They are.
And
that's our favorite kind of customer.
And I want to reiterate for those of you who are watching at home, because when you guys first contacted us about a year ago, you had said pecan, had described it. And there's a lot of pecan bourbons on the market. This is not a pecan bourbon. Now, this is a pecan wood bourbon. I think that's a really important thing for some casual drinkers out there.
It's flavoring.
It's still a legit bourbon. It's not a cough syrup.
Thank you.
So good.
That's exactly what I would like to thank you for. It's not cough syrup. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, there are a lot of guys out there who are taking shit bourbon, throwing some sugar in there, and throwing some artificial sweetener. And they're quite successful, and there's at least one country music band that I absolutely love that does that, and is making phenomenal amounts of money. But at the same time, I like their music, but I can't stand their whiskey.
We're not here to make money, James. We're here to get hammered, drunk, and dance with the family.
Okay, settle down. Settle down. We're not here to make money, but the girl that runs our finances is sitting right here.
And just like that, I scheduled a flight
finances over here.
We got to tone down a little bit.
I was the video guy for my high school hockey team, and I can tell you that hockey players know how to freaking party. Or at least know how to drink a lot, and that sometimes ends up a party, sometimes ends up in a brawl, but
that can happen sometimes.
Yeah, I'm keeping them on a short leash these days.
Tom, you're muted.
Oh,
Did I just mute myself?
Tom
Yeah,
heard
you did.
heard
There you
all
go.
party and
You're back.
drank a lot
You're back.
and lost his mind.
What did you say now? You got to repeat all that.
We're back.
we can hear me. Yeah, we can hear him.
Oh no!
Oh.
Maybe Tom is beating me to it. I was just joking about buying an airline ticket and coming out to Dallas, but
There he is.
I got knocked off too. I don't even know if the question came through. What was the drink of choice after a game? If you already
Oh, yeah. So this is a pretty cool story. Nowadays, the recovery drinks for the NHL guys is, like Powerade and Gatorade and stuff like that. Much different than when I first started because, back in the late 80s, early 90s, the recovery drink was Labatt's Blue and Crown Royal.
Yeah.
I grew up near Winnipeg, Manitoba, so it was a very dear spot to go back and play, against the Winnipeg Jets. And all my family and friends would be at the games, and that's what they put on the table after the games was 2 cases of Labatt's Blue and a bottle of Crown Royal. So
Cold Pilsner.
pretty cool, back then to be part of that. And it's not like that nowadays, but it's pretty neat telling that story, that we got a chance to drink some beer and whiskey after games.
That is awesome. And as things have evolved, any cocktails in particular with any of your whiskeys that you all do that give a nod to the Belfour family or to the hockey heritage?
I'd say, Reaghan, you better take that one.
Maybe not the hockey heritage, but I will say my favorite by far is a paper plane with our rye. So I love like a citrusy cocktail. So I don't like them when they're too sweet. But yeah, I love the paper plane. I guess we do have eagle wings, so I guess the plane can go.
Yeah, that's my favorite, right?
Yeah, so that's my favorite one. But we also like to have, a good old fashioned, the standard kind of, traditional cocktails. So
Yeah, I believe, our bourbon finished with the Texas pecan does great, and the old fashioned it adds that nice smoky value to it. And I haven't had one yet with our small batch, but our small batch is actually even, in my opinion, a little bit more smoky when you add a big severe to it. And so I have not tried an old fashioned with our small batch, but I believe that'll be even more smoky.
Bartender, can we get one of those up here right now, please? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, he's already had a few too many Tipsy Tuesday sips. I'm like, you're our bartender.
Hey, it's Happy Tuesday.
It's Tipsy Tuesday.
Okay, well, yours, you drink yours. I'm Happy Tuesday.
Mine's not all the way gone yet.
Well, I love. Wife makes a great paper plane. I love having those. I love the old fashioned. I can imagine these would be good with all kinds of cocktails. In fact, I may have to try one with the small batch bourbon. As I was telling you, Reaghan, earlier today, when I first tried this, I was just amazed. I mean, just all the complexity in this. It's delicious stuff. Okay, so I think we do have some hockey questions. I know hockey to some degree. It's coming down below, so feel free to answer. Or if there's a backstory, just don't, because if I don't know the backstory, I apologize in advance. But did Ed ever party with Brett Hull?
Well, yeah. Remember this?
That's 2 minutes elbowing, dude.
Yeah, nice stick.
Yeah, the most famous goal that Brett ever scored for me.
Yeah, he was Brett Hull, man.
So you
Son of
have
the
party.
Jets.
Okay, good. And please ask hockey questions, whiskey questions. A lot of people are telling us their favorite hockey teams below, which is great. Again, we are okay. Here's another one. Here we go. This is one I understand. Who had the hardest slap shot that you faced?
It was Al McGinnis.
Al McGinnis.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, when he wound up, guys would get out of the way.
So a little bit more whiskey and beer after those games. I'm sure it took the.
Yeah, I think he could shoot the puck over 110 miles an hour. It seemed that way anyway. It just came so heavy and hard.
Yes, yes. All right, keep on asking. These are great questions. We love we love the fact you all are sharing, asking questions. And if you've tried any of the Belfour spirits, any of the whiskeys, ask down below. Now, of course, with a name like Belfour Spirits, what you all have done thus far have been whiskey releases. Are we going to see any other spirits in your portfolio someday besides?
Let
whiskey?
me just get out our bathtub.
Yeah, the plan is once we open our own distillery here in Texas, the plan is that we will be doing other spirits. We'll be doing vodka and gin and rum, possibly even tequila.
Oh, wow.
Well, tequila is a little bit more difficult. So
yeah, we're looking into that right
that.
now. A relationship in Mexico. It's not easy, but we are going down that path right now, and hopefully we can make that come to fruition. Us being in Texas make it a little easier for us to do that.
Wow.
Right.
Very nice.
Texas also has a phenomenal wine industry that is probably underappreciated, to say the least. Have you guys considered doing any collaborations with, like a Belfour bourbon aged, cab or something like that?
Yeah. So, two of the other things that we're looking at doing at our distillery is the wine relationship. We would, not everyone drinks whiskey. We understand that. There is a beautiful area near Fredericksburg, the Hill Country, has a lot of wineries and even some small vineyards. So we are definitely looking at that. I'll give you a hint that we are looking at putting our distillery in that area.
Nice.
And then the other aspect is we love beer. So we're looking at putting in a brewery along with
Canadians loving beer.
Yeah.
What?
So that'll be something that we just do locally, at our distillery, and we don't look at distributing it like we are our whiskey.
Well, if you did a brewery, then would you have a kind of a one-on-one with Gretzky's brewery?
Well,
James, oh my God, man, you are on fire, baby.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. I mean, we love to take on new things, and we want to give everybody an awesome time when they come visit Belfour Spirits, and give them different options, and whatever we do, we always want to do it first class. So if we make beer, it's going to be great beer. If we make wine, it's going to be great wine. Trust me.
That's so cool that you have that plan. Beer, potentially tequila, a lot of other spirits. Obviously we know it, from all the years we've been doing this with wonderful craft producers like you. It takes up a lot of time to set that in motion. Any idea on a timeline as far as when we might look forward to hearing about a distillery?
Yeah, we're hoping to announce it later this year. We've been chomping at the bit to make this announcement for years, and obviously with COVID, it set things back. But we took a step back and looked at what our plans were moving forward. And sometimes I tell my kids things happen for a reason, and it allowed us to be a little bit more timely with things and patient. And I think it's allowed us to find some great opportunities here in Texas, and hopefully we can have that closed upon here in September and be able to announce it soon after.
That is wonderful. Someone says, Tracy, thanks for watching there on Facebook. If you make it tequila, I will buy every bottle. So already some votes for tequila. Maybe she may be.
We are trying.
Right, she may be. Kevin is asking who created the design of your bottles and the labels, because it is a great old school, like Art Deco, all kind of things happening. Who did this?
Well,
Edward Scissorhands.
Honestly, like I had
Dad majored in art in college, Dad took one art course in college and tells everyone I majored in art.
He went to 1 year of college and then went straight to the pros.
I majored in art.
You missed out on a lot of artwork here.
Yeah, but
But,
Dad was a big influence on what the bottle looks like.
yeah, in reality, it was a team effort. You know, I tell everybody that's like version 100.
I think it's version.
It's whatever. It took us the better part of 2 years to create that packaging, and we had a lot of help. You know, Don Hardwick. You know, he's a big part of our team. He's helped us tremendously with that packaging and the labeling. Eurostampa did a great job for us. You know, and Peggy No Stevens was a big help.
Peggy the bourbon.
Yeah, so we've had, you know, a lot of input, a lot of help, and you know, we think it's turned out, you know, better than perfect.
Good.
We get a lot of compliments. You know, our goal was to have that exciting, you know, Art Deco Gatsby era look,
Strong presence. Yeah.
and also reflect, you know, who I am. The Ed Belfour, the eagle.
Yes.
You see the newest eagle on the cork and on the neck.
There it is.
And
Yeah, back there.
very proud of that because one of my best friends, Jeff Friesen, his daughter Abby Friesen, who sat in the Stanley Cup when we won it in '99. She was just a
She was
baby.
just a baby. Like she was like a few days old.
She's the one who created the new eagle that's on the bottle. So very proud of that fact.
She's no longer a baby. She's like 21.
Yeah.
Now she's like, she's 21.
I think she's 21 now. Well, they won
In
99, so
Holy shit.
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Yeah, so the little baby that sat in the Stanley Cup in 99 developed or designed the Eagle bottle. So
Just had a moment where
That is so cool. So many elements all in one, and it just there's no. I mean, there's really no bottle quite like this on the market for any spirit, especially whiskey. I mean, it brings home a certain essence of something special of the past and just something so unique. So so well done on every element of this. The flavor, the brand, the story. Yeah, this is it's and so much more to come from Belfour Spirits. Are we going to be seeing you all anywhere on the road? Any events coming up anytime soon?
yes, so we actually have an event in a couple weeks in San Antonio it's called La Cantera Resort. And so it's actually a women's of whiskey event or women and whiskey event. So I feel like I was our ticket in there. So for once I got to sit and not this guy. So we're doing that. It's going to be like a big tasting event. It's, you know, we're really excited for it. It's a beautiful area, beautiful resort, I've heard. And then Dayn's going to be running around all over the country, opening up, you know, I think he's going to be going to Houston next week and Michigan. So, you know, down then up.
We're going to be in Florida. Yeah, we're going to be in Florida at the hockey event.
Yeah, so you're going to be in Tampa next week. And so there's this big goalie convention week. And so we actually met a very good fan in Chicago when we were there last month. And so he invited us down. He actually showed up in full goalie gear and was like, we need you. So he sold us real fast.
Yeah.
So Dad's going to be going to Tampa next week to go to this goalie event and then stop by some places in Florida, considering we're about to launch in Florida. So we're excited for that. So yeah, we're going to be bouncing around a lot.
Yeah.
My calendar is very color coordinated.
Well, if you ever make it out here to Southern California, we would definitely welcome you and love to show you around.
Oh, for sure. One of my best friends lives in San Diego, so I'm down for that trip.
Yeah, I think we'll be opening California here in the next couple months. I'm not sure exactly when, but we look forward.
It should be
September, October. We're launching. Yeah.
Yeah. So
whatever we can do, including going into some of our favorite bars and saying, "Hey, do you have any Belfour?" And them saying, "What's Belfour?"
Yes.
Well, let me tell you about Belfour.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Yes,
like, you can get it illegally on Drizzly.
we love spreading the good word. I think we may have a friend again in San Antonio. Tell us once again what that San Antonio event
so
is.
we'll be there on August 19th.
August 19th.
Okay. At La
and
Cantera Resort.
Okay, cool. And I'm going to go ahead and put up belfourspirits.com. I would imagine from their social media, all of that probably has links to some of your events, your social media.
Yeah, the fastest place you'll find all of our stuff going on is Instagram. So that's definitely the first stop, I would say. But yeah, we'll get everything on the website and all that.
Great. And I know that, of course, the rye, the pecan, this new small batch is delicious. You've done a few limited editions. Any other? I mean, obviously, this is a lot to keep track of for a new brand now, but anything else we want to tease forward to as far as limited editions or other releases that we might?
Oh, what do we have here?
So funny you should say that, Tom.
In this not beautiful bottle. So we actually just got this sample sent to us yesterday.
Wow.
We trusted our good friend Don Hardwick to proof it down and pick the sweet spot for us this time. So, Dad, you want to talk about our
So
this not beautiful decanter bottle?
This is going to represent our newest small batch straight rye whiskey, and it's same mash bill as our other rye whiskeys, which have done very well. But the flavor profile on this is much different than the others. This is a lot more spicy. It's a 99 proof is where it's at right now, where it tastes best. That may change a little bit when we go to dump it and put it in the bottles. And how many barrels is that, Ray?
It's 88 barrels.
88 barrels.
Right.
It'll be
It's 88 barrels, and they're going to be 40 months old. So, or minimum of 40 months old.
Cool.
Yeah. So, pretty excited about this. It's a little bit more spicy than our other ryes. Same mash bill, different barrels is why its flavor profile is a little different.
James, all I can say is yes.
Yes.
Or is that a hell yes?
Or hell yes, dude.
It's definitely more peppery. Dayn was talking about earlier. It's definitely got that spicy rye peppery flavor.
Yeah, it still has the smokiness to it. Maybe even a little bit more smoky on the palate.
I think it's definitely more campfirey. It's definitely got smoke to it.
Yeah.
We were going over the profiles just before we got on here, and at the proof point where it is now, Reaghan and I are both getting some subtle plum notes.
I said chocolate plum.
Yeah, some lovely. It's very.
Give you some childhood memories.
And it's got a very fruity nose to it.
Fruity nose, nice leathery, like palatability, mid palatability into a peppery finish. So far, again, at this 99 proof point, and differs from the other ryes that we have, but still drinking in the same fashion and quality, of course. So
so we're excited about that coming out.
It'll be this fall. So I'm trying to work out all of our bottling coordinations right now, our schedules right now. But
that'll be going to California then.
Yeah, it will be.
Wow, that's great.
Oh, can't hear you.
You got muted again, Tom.
Something happened. I don't know.
James is back.
Oh, and I guess Tom has abdicated. So I'm so excited. It's absolutely wonderful because there's so many stories of brands that
I don't know what
have great personalities and great ideas that just unfortunately for one reason or other aren't able to succeed. But it's absolutely wonderful to see you guys growing in a smart fashion as opposed to like some of these you come across are like, oh yeah, we're gonna be in all 48 states by or not all 48, but 48 states by the end of blah blah blah. And then a year and a half later they're just done. And really appreciate the fact you guys have a pretty smart way of rolling things out, and you're not turning it into Ed Belfour's hockey whiskey. It's
we really we're very detail oriented. Some may call us perfectionists. Who would say that?
Or some may call us psychopaths because
a lot would say that.
Just two goalies. Two goalies and the accountant. This is perfect.
Two goalies and me, holding their leashes.
Well, what a great thing to do. I mean, to have it be that the father of your kids. I mean, it's a great thing. It must be really fun for you all to do this together.
It's. I'm very lucky, very blessed. So proud of these two. I mean, they've done a great job.
And there's another one.
Yeah, we have a 13-year-old brother, So obviously he's not legally allowed to join us.
But he will be working for the rest of his life.
Right.
I bet he's the coolest guy in school, though.
James, he is by far I'm version 1.0, he's 3.0, and he's got this cool, like, nonchalant, like, demeanor about himself where he's always like, you go, hey, what's up, Adler? Good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool kid. So he actually just recently started asking Dad, what does he need to learn so that he can get into the business? And I was like, what?
That is so far.
He's already like ready to join.
Never saw that coming.
The other thing, you think about it, like he was there when we were dumping the first barrels in
That was really special. Yeah.
And we got a video of him knocking out one of the bungs, and the whiskey came out, and it's all over his arms, and he's licking it off.
He did no such thing.
He's like, oh, it's spicy.
It's probably some way to put him to work, legally.
Yeah.
He's dedicated.
His employment contract is dated for his birthday on his 18th birthday.
He's got the biggest car in the world. What's that, James?
Someone's got to clean the tanks.
Oh yeah, it'll be me and him for sure. He's such a good dude. I already know he's my best friend, and it's only a matter of time until we're roommates permanently, and just working at the ranch at the distillery, and that's something that I look forward to as version 1.0 of Dad's lineage, and to be able to just be there.
I forgot about that. We could even recruit Daria.
Oh yeah.
So we also our mom and our dad got split and remarried and had the little ones. So that's how Dayn and I are, our 30s, and then we've got the little tiny teenagers. But so our sister Daria, she's 15 and she's wicked smart.
But
so
we are the cool siblings. That's a
So
fact.
I was saying maybe Daria could do all the chemistry behind the scenes.
Oh, she's a wizard. She's just a genius.
Also got a great voice.
Yeah, we are also musically inclined. So Reaghan is now going to freestyle on point for you.
We're getting the band back together.
Let's hear it.
So we've got, us in the 30 range, and Dad, I won't name your age.
I'm 40.
Yeah, Dad's 40.
About, yeah.
And we got the teenagers that we've already got their employment contracts ready to go when they turn 18. But that's only a few years away.
It's a party, guys. We have fun, guys. We definitely look out for each other.
I can tell you do. And it's good that you have it. A lot to look forward to as you start your distillery, release more spirits. I can tell it that you're in it for the long haul. You're already making great spirits. Congratulations on everything you're doing. And looking forward to tasting that rye.
Yeah, well,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us today, and thanks to all our fans out there that support our brand and support our family, and really appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. God bless.
Yes, you're so welcome. Yes, Ed and Reaghan, Dayn, James. Are you sipping? Are you finishing off with the rye or the bourbon? Which one are you finishing off with?
Well, so here's the thing: is I have this much pecan left, and my wife messaged me that she said she's home in 5 minutes, and it's now been like 15 minutes. But I don't dare finish that pecan bourbon without her.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that.
She loves whiskey and she loves bourbon, so I would rather sacrifice my personal enjoyment for right now.
It's my happy life.
Absolutely.
So don't finish the bottle.
Sipping very very slowly. No, that's they're all really delicious. This new small batch is incredible. It really is.
And Tom, I think you and I are gonna have to make a trip out to Texas because
we have to. I'd love to go see y'all. Be fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely drop you guys a note, and we're going to take a lot of video with the progress of the distillery and share that with everyone. And
so we're hoping to break ground in the first quarter of next year. So
wonderful.
We're really trying to be full steam ahead because, as you heard, we want to make all the spirits, and we got to get Tracy every bottle of tequila we've ever made. So we've got to get on it for everything else.
Well, Tom may have just left us again.
No, I don't know what keeps happening. I was going to say BelfourSpirits.com. That's the place to go to check out what they do. Wherever you're watching this, definitely subscribe. Make sure if you for some reason got to this kind of late in the video broadcast, go back and watch it. It will also be up on Bourbon Blog's podcast. So there you go. There's that. But hey, Ed, Dayn, Reaghan, thank you all. And James with MenWhoBlog and Man Tripping. What a great way to have a Tuesday night sipping with you guys. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Happy
guys.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers, y'all. Thanks so much. Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks for